How's it going? Just started live. How's it going, people? Hey Rosa, hey Snowbox, Cranfield Sam, Crafty Witch, Stop Thinking Live. How's it going, everyone? Another gal. SCU, thank you very much. Crap75, I'm just getting started. So just give it a few minutes for people to join in. I usually just like to listen to a bit of music while people are logging in. This one's called Last Mile by Badmarsh Shri. Thank you very much for joining in. Get some water. Random59, thank you very much for joining in. A lot of new names there today. Hope you're all having a good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world. C-Bones, how's it going, man? Just going to wait for some people to join us and we'll get started. I'm just going to do a short live today. Let's talk a little bit about the truth. What is the truth? Well, firstly, it's whatever you believe. Whatever you believe to be true is true. That's what the truth is. Now, question is, what do you believe? Loving my minutes. Good stuff, man. Hey, Mel. How you doing? Thank you very much for joining in, people. Good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world. You're just listening to a bit of Badmarsh Shri. It's called The Last Mile. I'll put it up on the caption when I post up the live. So anyway, let's get into it. So the truth, what is the truth? Well, I've done a little reel on this earlier and I thought let me go live on this subject because try to talk about it in about 90 seconds is quite difficult, right? So, well, in my book, Live the Dream, I wrote a book last year called Live the Dream, if you don't know. It's called Live the Dream, A Guide to Enlightenment and Freedom from the Matrix by Cam Dadwa. So, in my book, well, firstly, let me just share what I put on my reel earlier, if you didn't see it. Whatever you believe to be true is true. And you can always change your beliefs. So that's in your full control. Now, a lot of our beliefs we pick up from people, our parents is a big influence, or friends, close people, friends, family, we can pick up beliefs. We pick up beliefs from being in this world. We pick up beliefs from media. So people will pick up beliefs from social media, from media, TV, radio. So there's conditioning always going on. So our minds soak in information, it makes sense of it, and it forms beliefs. Now a belief even has the word L-I-E in it. It doesn't necessarily make it true for everyone. A belief is whatever you believe to be true. B-E-L-I-E-F-S. B-L-I-E-F-S. So, there actually really isn't a predefined truth that applies to everyone, because if it did, we all be the fucking same. We're not. We're all very unique. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different past experiences. And those past experiences and backgrounds will filter how we see reality. Therefore, the beliefs we form are always going to be different. Now, we can align with certain beliefs. Of course, we can align with certain beliefs and certain ways of thinking, without a doubt. But most importantly for me, the truth is whatever I believe to be true. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's about what I believe and whether it resonates with me and my soul. Because my soul deep down knows, if you dig deep enough, it knows who you are, you know. So we've all heard this phrase, know thyself, right? Know thyself. Well, that's the most important thing. But most people don't know who they are, because they've began to believe a lie about who they are. So they began to believe a limited version. They've started to believe that they are the limited self. So I like to break myself into two parts. There's a higher self and there's a lower self. So the lower self is the limited self. You could call it the ego. The limited self. It has a limited way of seeing the world. Now there's a higher self that has an unlimited view of perspective to see the world from. Now everything we see is a projection. People think they perceive the world, but we don't. Perception is a projection. This is why some people can see the same thing. One person can call it shit, and one person can call it awesome. So somebody can see the same car and say, okay, that's a great car. Somebody can say, okay, no, that's a fucking shit car. Why? It's just a matter of belief. Is the car shit or is it good? Well, it's both. So that's the reality. The reality is that perception is a projection. And our perception is always filtered through our beliefs, our values, and also our past memories. So everyone has different past memories. Oh, for fuck's sake, hold on a second, someone keeps calling me. Right. Someone's calling my phone and I'm trying to run the live. So, and this person never calls me. What's the chances? Hey, synchronicity. There must be a reason. But hey, look, back to what I was saying. Perception is a projection. Okay, now I've learned this from neuro-linguistic programming because I'm a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, master practitioner since 2006. So in NLP, we learn that we filter the world around us. So perception is a projection. So everyone's always going to have a differing opinion about what's true and what's right and what's wrong. Now, when people get really stuck with all of this is when they're trying to take on other people's beliefs and opinions, or they're being forced upon them, right? They're being forced upon them and you must believe this. And that's just totally wrong, because you don't have to believe anything. You can believe whatever you fucking like. And that's really when you come into your power, when you become your own unique self. Not conditioned by what others want you to be, what certain belief systems want you to be. I learned from a lot of different sources, right? Religion, spiritual practices, whatever. I'm just an open mind. I don't discriminate. That's me personally. I just do not discriminate. I just believe everyone has their own way of seeing the world, so therefore they have their own way of expressing that. Just like every religion has their own way of expressing the truth. Right? Every religion has their own way of expressing their version of the truth. So every single human being has their version of the truth. Every single human being. Even all the way down to our moral system. Yes, because what are your morals? Everyone has their own set of morals. Well, what we refer to as values. Values, they're a huge determining factor on how you perceive the world. What are values? Well, your morals are based upon your values. Right? What are your values? Your values are what you think is important. What do you believe is most important? That will filter your reality. So, for example, if you take, we use cars as just an analogy, right? Because it's something that people can relate to. If you like a certain car, you're going to see it everywhere. Now, if you have no interest in that car, it's not on your value system, it's not of something of value to you, you're not going to see it anyway. It's not that it's not there, you just won't see it because you're not interested in it. It's not important to you. So what you find is important is a major factor. My top 3 values are family, God, and love. And what I mean by love is selfless service. Selfless service to mankind, to other people, to humanity. So these are, I suppose, beliefs that have been installed into me because I'm born into Sikhism, and the main thing Sikhism teaches, and my mother therefore taught me, is always remember God, okay? Always remember God in everything and every moment and every living second of the day, and serve mankind, seva, which means service to others. So I live by those principles, and which takes me to my next point, basically. You can have truth, but if you're not living it, what's the fucking point? Like, a lot of people believe certain things are true, but they're not living it. And what's the point of believing it if you're not living it? Right? So I have certain beliefs. Okay, my book is basically a lot of my belief system. My book that I wrote last year, Live the Dream. Why is it called Live the Dream? Because I come to the conclusion that this reality, first of all, yes, it's an illusion, but it's a reality that we're in. So the simplest thing that I could liken it to, rather than try to figure out all the details of the illusion, and there's lots of different versions of explaining how the illusion works, okay, and you can get caught up with all of that. Okay, so there's the science side of it, right? There's the ontological mathematics side of it, which I've looked into a lot of these, right? There's a quantum physics side to it, right? There's a quantum physics side to it. There's the mathematical side to it, right? So truth can be explained in many, many different ways. But what is truth? What do you mean by truth? If you explaining truth in the sense of, okay, reality and what it is, well, the easiest thing for me to do, in my opinion, okay, in my experience, is to just liken it to a dream. Because that's why my book's called Live the Dream. So I've actually got a passage in here which, I've got a couple of passages which I want to read from my book. Firstly, there's a topic called The Truth is Not Complex. Okay, the truth is not complex in my eyes. Okay, I'm 44 years old, and this is where I've come to right now in my level of consciousness. Again, this is just my opinion, my expression of my truth. So everyone can have their own version of how they see it. Right? So I don't expect anyone to agree. It's just a very easy way to accept it. So the truth is not complex. The truth is not complex. It's very simple. We live in a shared dream, which we call life. It's just as real as any other dream, but more solid, as this one is a shared dream. So we all awaken to the same dream each day. We can all influence the dream. However, understanding that it is the truth is next to impossible without the right level of consciousness and wisdom. This is to truly embrace the live the dream idea to the fullest. You must have belief and faith in the idea, which is what my book is about, right? So I see this as a dream consciousness. Everyone's had a dream at night time, and everyone knows the dream once you wake up is over. So I know my soul's having this dream, or at least that's what I believe. My soul's having the dream, and here I am. This is the physical expression of my soul in a dream consciousness. Now, there's lots of clues that this is a dream, because, well, God had a dream, created us, created nature. I had a dream, created a book. Somebody else had a dream, they created this chain. Somebody else had a dream, they created this t-shirt. Somebody else had a dream, they created that painting. Where does it start? It starts with the imagination and the dream. So if you look around the world around you, all you will see is people's dreams manifested. Every object, every product, every service, everything that you can see that wasn't created by God, created by man, has come from their dreams. So that is enough proof for me that we're dreamers, and we are the dreamers of the dream. Now, just like Dorothy, if you've seen the film Wizard of Oz, she gets hit on the head at the beginning of the film. The rest of the movie is a dream. She forgets she's in the dream. So I see it just like that. To me, this reality is a dream, it's temporary, and it's going to be over one day. So whilst I'm here, I'm living this dream to the fucking fullest. It's that simple. So that's what I come down to, and that way I can have a great life, I can live it to the fullest, and I can be spiritual and understand this is still a fucking illusion. So some people get detached from the illusion, like Buddha's way, right? The Buddhist way. Detach yourself from the illusion because it's not real. But then you just become fucking miserable, because why are you fucking here if you weren't supposed to be here? Right? So that's my question. Why the fuck are you here? Why the fuck are we here if we weren't supposed to be here to enjoy it? So the way I see it, this is God's playground. And people have just forgot it's a playground. Now, for some people, when you forget, it becomes a nightmare, not a dream. So the nightmare is when you fucking forget that you're not in control. And then you become the dreamed product. You're being dreamt. You're no longer the dreamer of the dream. So my book is about becoming the dreamer of the dream. Right? So I'll break it down a bit further. I've got another topic on the truth here. In this 3D reality, the truth is whatever you believe. There is no right or wrong. Because it's your dream. This is my dream. What I'm seeing here is my world, my dream. What you're seeing, you're the dreamer of your dream. So what you see and how you choose to see it is totally down to you. Because it's your dream. When you totally get that idea that you're the dreamer of the dream, you get your power back. Now what's happened is humanity, the minds of humans have been hijacked. So they forget that they're the dreamers of the dream. They believe they are just in this dream and they have no control. And it's all just happening to them. So they're lost in this dream world. Right? Now, on my reel that I shared earlier, if you missed it, there's a reel about the truth. Now, my dad was reading this book called The Opening of the Third Eye by Dr. Douglas Baker, and he died when I was 7 years old. He had motor neuron disease, so he was paralyzed from the waist down from the age of 26. But he passed away at the age of 32 years old. But he was a very spiritual, very wise man. And this is a very, very deep book. I mean, I'm still reading it now at 44 years old, so nearly 30 years later. I'm still reading it because it's so fucking deep. Now, whilst the book is great, it wasn't the most important thing. What was the most important thing is he left a message at the back in Punjabi and in English, and the words he wrote were, the truth is high, higher still is truthful living. So the truth is high. It doesn't matter what you choose to believe, because the truth is whatever you choose to believe. The most important thing is that you live that. You express that. So for me, like, if I choose to believe this is a dream consciousness, I've got to make sure I'm living that. Now, it's easy to forget because the world out here is full of bullshit a lot of the time. So it'll take you away from your truth, whatever your truth is. But there's a lower self and there's a higher self. And I have got to always remind myself, I've got to show up in congruence with my higher self, not my lower self, because I know there's a lower self. I've been aligned with my lower self. I've been aligned with my higher self. I know the difference it has in my dream world when I align with my lower self versus my higher self. My higher self is what I want to be in alignment with. Your higher self is your true self, right? Your true nature, I always say, if you want to find your true nature, connect with 4 things, right? For me, I connect with music, because I used to be a DJ since the age of 14, and I love music. So everything I do, my qigong, is to music, right? Breath work to music. I go for a walk, music. I go to the gym, music. I work, music. Music. Because everything is a rhythm. Everything is energy, and energy has a rhythm. And music has rhythm. So for me, that connects me with my soul. The other thing is nature. Connect with nature. That's God's dream. Now that hasn't been fucked with for the most part. It's been fucked with a lot right now, yeah. But for the most part, there's still a lot of beauty in nature. So when you can't find beauty in here, you can't find peace and serenity in here, in your own mind, it's always out there in nature. You just got to witness it and observe it. So I always witness and observe the beauty in nature, the peace and the serenity in nature. That then reflects into me because everything is a mirror. Everything is a mirror. So how you choose to see the world outside is how you see it inside. How you choose to see yourself inside is then reflected outside. So it's a reflector. Okay, your inside reflects out, your outside reflects in. So if you surround yourself with bullshit, that's going to go into you. You surround yourself with peace and serenity, that's going to go into you. So I surround myself with peace, bliss, serenity, because that's what I want to feel inside. Sometimes it's hard to find that inside, so nature has it all the time. So this is why I connect with nature a lot. So one of the things that I teach in my energy mastery course is dynamic meditation. And dynamic meditation is not a sitting down meditation. It means going out and witnessing and observing the beauty, the peace, the bliss, the serenity in nature. And funny enough, you want to find your true nature, the clue is in the word. Find it in nature. You want to find your true nature? You're not going to find it amongst all the nonsense here. Because this world is full of a lot of fucking nonsense. You're not going to find it in the TV. Right? You're not going to find it on social media. You're not going to find it in a book. Your true nature will be found simply by connecting with nature. Connect with animals. I've got a cat. I've got 3 horses. Lovely. Love, the other thing, connects me with my true nature. Love, love. Firstly, loving yourself, right? Got to love myself. Now, I had a period where I loved myself. I had a period where I fucking hated myself. I became suicidal. So I've been through that. And I've come out of it. Okay? So, when you go into deep depression, you can start to hate yourself. And that is not a good place to be. Hating yourself is a difficult place to come from. If you want to help people, you can't do it if you don't love yourself. Not completely and fully. You can do it to some extent, right? But you got to heal to some extent. You've got to love yourself to a level, to a certain degree, so that can be expressed out. Because everything's a mirror. If there's all hate inside for you, how is that going to be reflected outwards to others? You got to have some level of self-love. So you got to love yourself. You got to love your life. You got to love your purpose. You got to love your reason for being alive. You know? Then you can share that love. Because people need you to have it first before you can share it with them. So for me, I had to learn. I've been a coach and a mentor since 2005. Not on here, not on the Mind of Matter, but in the financial industry. And that's an industry I personally am involved in as a trader and a coach for traders for many years. But I've always focused on the NLP mindset coaching stuff, right? So I've been a mindset peak performance coach for a long, long time. So I've been helping people in that industry a long, long time. But I did take a break from helping people when I was struggling, because I couldn't help people when I needed help myself. So if there's a time, healers do need to heal themselves. I'm still healing, without a doubt. But I've come a long way in my healing process. So, it's a journey that keeps going. So love is another thing, and breath is the other one. Breath, right? Breath is life force energy. Breath is life force energy. Without it, I'm dead. So I know some really simple things that I can quite easily say without a doubt. I know it's a good chance it's fucking true, and I should believe it. I know this life is temporary. I don't know anyone that's fucking immortal. My dad died when he was 32. My brother died when he was 43. I'm 44 now. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a temporary fucking experience, right? Just like a dream. And I know in this dream, I'm a co-creator. So as a co-creator, I can live that. I can live that knowing I'm the dreamer of the dream. It's a truth that I can actually live. And my book, Live the Dream, is... the link's in the bio if anyone's interested. It's on Amazon and on Kindle. So this book is basically like my Bible, because even I forget, just like Dorothy in the film The Wizard of Oz, right? In the film, when you're in the dream, you get caught up with the dream. Just like when you have a dream at night time, you can forget you're in the dream. You can forget. And sometimes it takes a really bad dream, a fucking nightmare, to wake up from it. And funny enough, that happens in this world too. In this dream world too. It takes a nightmare for people to fucking wake up. A lot of the time. So, the way that I look at it, in this dream world, it's temporary. It's temporary. It's going to be over one day. But whilst I'm here, I might as well live it to the fullest. Because it's going to end. And the pendulum is swinging. Time is the most important currency. Energy as well. So this is why my thing is all about energy. I know everything is energy in this dream world. So, just like in a game, right? There's magic powers, there's powers that you can use, you can harness to make your game better. So this is the game we're in, the dream we're in. You can call it a game, a simulation, people. It doesn't matter. It's the same concept. It's the same concept. Now, in this book, The Opening of the Third Eye by Dr. Douglas Baker, on the first page. Now, I was reading this book when I was 15 years old. On the first page, here are some prodigious concepts we must face. Okay, there's 6. The material world is an illusion. It's that simple. The material world is an illusion. I'm an illusion, you're an illusion, everything in it is an illusion. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't be living in it. We're in it. We're in it for a reason. And right now, it's a very important reason if you open up to your purpose, right? Number 2, the time can be manipulated. Slow down so that we can live in the eternal now. Now, I've had many experiences of time slowing down. I mean, actually on my energy mastery course that I've done a few weeks ago, now it's a product. Again, the link is in the bio. The energy mastery course. It's £97. It was £297 to join live, but it's basically 10 hours recording. But these concepts are all covered. But the main thing is like experiencing this, right? So time can be manipulated. Now, everyone thinks they have 24 hours a day. You do. As a measure of time, but the experience of time can be slowed down and speeded up. So I can have an hour that feels like 3 hours. Or I can have an hour that feels like 20 minutes. Many of you have had that experience too. too, right? Many of you have. So time speeds up and slows down. Everyone's experienced it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's true. But not only do I read it and see it here, now I actually experience it, right? That's the difference. So this is what I say, you can have truths, but you got to live the truths, right? So a lot of people say, okay, this is an illusion. Well, okay, well, how are you living that idea? How are you living that idea? So seeing it as a dream makes it a very livable idea, because everyone's had a dream at night time. But the beauty of this one is you have full conscious control. Whereas when you're dreaming at night time, it's just an unconscious unfolding story. Now, you can do lucid dreaming, right? There's a supplement that you can take to enhance your level of ability to dream more lucidly. It's called Huperzine A. Huperzine A. I took it myself. So I used to do lucid dreaming, right? I don't have dreams at night anymore. Okay, because this is the only dream I live. So when you have dreams at night time, it's a dream. It's another dream within a dream. It's another dream in a dream. Okay, like the film Inception. If anybody's seen the film Inception, it's the idea of dreams. Okay, it's a great film to understand this metaphor of this all being a dream. And within that dream, when we go to sleep at night time, we're just having another dream within another dream. I've had the experience when I've had a dream at night time and I've woken up from the dream and I've actually woken up into another dream. So it's not like it's a very far-fetched idea. It's a reality that many of us have experienced. It's just that this one is very solid because we're all plugged into the same frequency, dreaming the same dream. Our dreams are all connected. This dream world is a dream that we are all connected with. That's why my family can all wake up and see the same house. Because we're dreaming about the same place. We're dreaming about the same energy frequencies. We're all connected to the same dream. It's a dream consciousness. It's going to be over for every single one of us at some point in time, but it is a dream. So that's the way I look at it. Right? Number 3 on this, that we have a divine self, a higher nature, the real inner entity or soul which we cannot even remember. But that higher self, it ignores the petty problems of our personalities. Our soul, for example, our soul is much greater than just this physical one life experience. It's had many lives. Again, that's from my belief system. Doesn't necessarily make it true, but I believe in, not only believe, but I know I have had past life experiences because I remember them. I've spoke about them in my lives before. I remember my past lives. So it's not even an idea, it's a truth to me. So my soul can get caught up with this perception or projection, as I said earlier, of this reality too, because of the brain. The brain is a filter of consciousness. The brain, the mind is non-local. The mind is non-local. The brain is the filter of consciousness. So the mind is the broadcasting signal. This is the mobile phone that's picking up the broadcasting signal. When it breaks, the broadcasting signal is still there. Just like the television can break. But all the channels that are being broadcasted still exist. The television's broken. You get a new TV, you can pick them up again. That's how your soul connects to other lives, in a very similar way. We, our lower selves, are at sleep at best, only partly conscious, right? Well, we're in a dream. Of course we are. Because many people have forgot we're in the dream. We're the dreamers of the dream. Now, you lose your power when you get caught up as being the dreamt. You're being dreamt. And everything around you is being dreamt by someone else and not you. Everyone has their own world. We live on Earth, whatever you want to call it, right? Some people believe it's flat. Some people believe it's, right, round. Who gives a fuck? Is that really important? Right? Some people get caught up with all these nonsensical truths. Right? Are they important, really, for you to live life to the fullest? I used to be looking into all of that. People look at that as truth. I don't see those things as truths. They are ideas, concepts, until proven true. Right? So, you can spend your whole fucking life trying to figure that shit out and never know. So, I just gave up on all that bullshit. I'd say, okay, good idea. Might be not. I don't know. Is there other planets out there? I don't fucking know. I ain't been in space. I don't think I ever will go to space. So what's the fucking point of thinking about it? Right? I might as well just focus on what I know is true. This life is temporary. And I'm going to be gone one day. That's all I know. I know that to be absolute fact. That I'm going to die one day and this is all going to be over. So whilst I'm here, I'm going to live it to the fullest, taking on the beliefs and the ideas that I believe will help me achieve that. And knowing it's a dream and I'm the dreamer of the dream is the best way that I found to be able to do that. I can wake up every day like a little child, knowing that this is a fucking dream. Not taking everything too seriously. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. This is what I believe. This is my dream world. Right? So that way I can remain unlimited. Because the limited self is the lower self. The unlimited self is the higher self. When you take away all the limits, that's when you can express your true potential. Which brings me to my next point. The most important thing here, as I said, okay, on the back of this book, my dad wrote, the truth is high, higher still, truth is high. But what is truth? Well, whatever you believe to be true, I've just shared some of my beliefs. Some of them might resonate with you, some of them might not. It doesn't have to. That's the whole point. What's the most important thing is that you know what you want to believe. You know what you believe. And you live expressing your beliefs, not somebody else's beliefs. Your beliefs, fully, completely, with authenticity. Be authentic to yourself, your higher self. Be congruent, show up in congruence with your higher self, not your lower self, every day. Okay, another thing I say in my book, Carpe Diem, which basically means seize the day. Seize the day. Because what is life? It's just days. It's just days. Every day is just another part of your life. Every minute, every hour. But seize the day like if it's the last you're going to live. So if you do that every day, you're going to have a fucking awesome life. But if you got that manana mindset, okay, let's wait till tomorrow, let's wait till next week, let's wait till next fucking month. The pendulum is swinging. This dream is going to expire by the time you make a fucking choice. Right? This dream is temporary. It's going to be over one day. Some people it lasts longer, some people it lasts a very short time. As I said, my dad died when he was 32 years old. My brother died when he was 43. I'm 44. You know, you don't know what's around the corner. So, you just can't waste time. Time is the most precious commodity, right? Way more precious than money. Time. Time is the one that's running out for everyone. In this dream, because this dream has an expiry date. It's temporary. And when you truly get that, it's temporary, it's going to be over, and you actually get that, don't fear, like, fuck, and now I'm going to die. No, it's a dream. You're going to wake up to your true self anyway. So Your soul knows who you are. Your true nature is there. You're born with it. It's not like you have to find yourself. You are who you are. Like this whole idea of finding the truth and finding out who you are and finding yourself, it's bullshit. You are who you are. This is the truth. You're in it. The truth is everywhere. You just won't be able to see it until you're showing up in congruence with your higher self. When you live life with full of joy, okay, because joy is in your heart. It's not in your bank account. It's in your heart. And when you die, when this dream is over, you don't take the money in your bank account with you. You just take the love in your heart and the joy in your heart. And that's it. Whatever's in your heart, that's what you take. So this is the only bank account I care about. This is why selfless service and service to mankind is so important. The truth will show itself to you when you live life that way. When you know yourself, you serve others, you serve yourself first. Serve yourself first. Because you can only serve others when you serve yourself. Right? Serve yourself first. Give up all your bullshit habits. That's what I had to do. I had to give up all my bullshit habits, alcohol and drugs and cocaine habit and fucking cigarettes and all that bullshit. I had to give it up. Because I knew, wait a minute, why am I doing that? That's my lower self. My lower self does that shit, not my higher self. So when you then get rid of all the bad habits and pick up the good habits, you can be addicted, just be addicted to the good shit. So I gave up my cocaine addiction and other addictions, right? I picked up the good addictions. I'm addicted to breath work. I'm addicted to going to the gym. I'm addicted to going for a walk. I'm addicted to dynamic meditation. I'm addicted to reading good stuff. I'm addicted to living the truth. You can remain an addict, but be an addict to good stuff. Get addicted to meditation. Get addicted to breath work. Because your lower self loves that shit. All the bullshit. All designed to kill you. My brother died from alcohol abuse. Right? I know many friends that have died in their 30s and 40s all because of alcohol. It's the worst killer in the world. Okay? Way, way worse. Okay? Than... Now, I'm not saying anyone shouldn't have a drink or anything. Yeah. Everything in moderation. But, you know, always be mindful of when it's becoming a problem. Because I've seen so many people... I never thought it was a problem for them. I never thought my brother had a drinking problem. I had a drink 1 month before he died. It happened that quickly. He was just drinking like a normal person every other weekend or every now and again. 1 month later, he's fucking dead. From alcohol. It wasn't like he had a big alcohol problem. Obviously there was. But it happened in a very short period of time. Okay, so for me, that was enough for me to stop drinking alcohol. It was a wake-up call for me. Because I used to drink alcohol. I used to take cocaine and drink alcohol. But I gave up alcohol, I gave up cocaine, I gave up cigarettes because of that bad experience. So it was actually a blessing in disguise for me. It made me wake up to the nonsense. Because that's my lower self. My lower self does the bullshit. My higher self doesn't do the bullshit. If I want to live this life to the fullest, I shouldn't be doing bullshit. It's that simple. So I stopped that nonsense. Again, I'm not telling anybody what to do. Okay? But I know it saved my life. And I have helped, I'm pretty sure, many people around the world now. Okay? I know for a fact from just sharing the information about these stories. The amount of people that I have write me messages, emails, DMs, they've given up alcohol, they've given up drugs, they've given up cocaine addiction, heroin addictions, from all around the world, just from simply sharing my stories. I'm saving lives. I couldn't save my brother's life, but I saved mine, and now I'm making sure I save more by simply sharing information. And that's it. That for me is service to mankind, and it doesn't cost a fucking penny. I will die on my deathbed with integrity in my heart. And that's what I want. Right? So, that's the most important thing. Like, truth. What is your truth? Doesn't matter what anybody else's truth is. What is your truth? I've just shared some of mine. Right? Some of the things I believe. This is a dream consciousness. Right? It's an illusion. I'm going to die one day and this dream's going to be over. But I know it's not going to be the end of everything, because I know there's more. And I've spoke about that stuff in depth before. Other realms and dimensions and things. This is not really the topic today. But I've spoke about that stuff on many lives before. But let's keep it simple. Without getting into all details, let's keep it very simple. If this is an illusion, the easiest thing for everyone to liken it to, because everyone has had the experience of a dream at some point in their life, it's just the same. It's a dream. And it's going to be over one day. And in it, you have the power, as the dreamer of the dream, to control a lot. Now there's a lot in a dream you can't control. Just like you have a dream at night time, there's stuff happening in the dream you can't control. But in this dream, remember, you've got much more conscious control than the dream you have at night time. You have a lucid dream, you have more conscious control in the dream. This is just a fucking very, very lucid dream. It's so lucid that you can even hear your own thoughts. And that's actually the problem. It's so lucid. We feel everything, we hear everything, we hear every little thought. It's so lucid, we see the details even inside our mind, not only out here in the dream. So I'd spend as much time as I possibly can interacting with the dream and knowing that it's a dream, because a lot of the time my mind used to be torture. Now I meditate, I do breath work, and I've become a long, long way to find peace in my mind. But there's times where my mind just won't get still. So as I've said, I use things like dynamic meditation. I do Qigong, which is a moving meditation. I'm feeling energy, so my mind can't be in here. It's here in my hands. I'm feeling the energy. Right? When I'm doing the breath work, I do breath work through the mouth. Again, I'm doing things my way because it's my truth, right? It's my truth. I've got to express who I am. And this is everyone here as well. You need to express who you are. Right? I always share this with anyone that comes on my courses, like the Energy Mastery course. When I teach, I say, look, I'm going to teach you my way, but when you've practiced enough, you make it your own. You want to play with it, change it around, feel free. Make it your own, because that's how you live your truth. You can learn my breath work. Okay, I've learned breath work from many different people and then made my own. Wim Hof, Swami Ramdev, right, I learned Qigong, Spring Forest Qigong and other Qigongs, Tai Chi, Wing Chun Kung Fu from other masters, instructors. Then I created my own commotion Qigong, which is Qigong to music. Right? My breath work, the 4-step camo breathwork framework. It's a combination of things that I picked up over 25 years or so of doing breathwork and meditation practice. But I made it my own. So don't become followers. Okay, I know you're all here listening. I do go on courses and I do pay for education, yes. And I listen. I am also a student, but I'm also a teacher. But it's important to remember that you are on the path to becoming a leader, not a follower. So anybody that does follow me on my page, I make sure, look, I'm not creating followers here, I'm creating leaders. Because you are not going to be able to express your true self as a follower. Your true self needs to be expressed. It's called self-expression. Like social media, everybody can start a page and express themselves. That's what I do here. This is self-expression. Self-expression. I'm expressing who I am. And that is living who I am. If you're not expressing it, you're not living it. Like, a lot of people just have their higher self in their mind. It's no good. If you can't share it with the people in your life, share it with people like on here. A lot of stuff that I'm talking about here, I can't share it with certain people, right? But I know I can share it here. So I create a community where I can express myself, where people will listen. It's not that hard to do. I started this page just over a year ago. It's over like 17,000 followers now. On Facebook, I had that page for over 5 years, but that's 102,000 followers on there. Right? So there are people listening. There are people willing to listen to you and your version of the truth. Just like you're here listening to my version. So don't think you are any lesser, or I am superior, or anybody else is superior. There is no superior person. Everyone is the same. Everyone is unique. Everyone is special. Everyone has their own unique special gifts and powers. But unless you express them, you're not going to live them. And that's a life of misery. When you're not expressing who you truly are. Most people are depressed because they're not expressing who they are. So self-expression allows you to feel alive. This is why I do this openly, because it makes me feel alive. It's my passion, it's my purpose. Okay? Yes, I do paid coaching and mentoring and stuff as well, right? But I love it. I love helping people, and it helps me. It helps me, it helps them. I'm being who I am. I get to express what I really enjoy expressing, which is energy mastery, my qigong, my breath work. It's what I'm all about, right? Mindset mastery. It's what it's all about. Okay, my book, this is an expression. This is a self-expression. This book took me 3 weeks to write. I've never wrote a book in my whole life. You know how easy it is to write a book and publish it on Amazon? It's an Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, right? You can write it in a Word document and literally upload it, and you put your front cover on there, your book's done. Anybody can write a book, man. All of you here are so unique and so special, and you just need to express it. Don't care, because there is someone that's going to want to hear your version of the story. Now, there's a lot of people that don't resonate with me. Okay, a lot of people don't. Okay, and I'm all over the place on my page. Sometimes I'm yin, I'm yang, sometimes I'm really energetic, sometimes I'm just really soft and kind. So people don't get me, but some people do. But I know the right people will come and the wrong people won't, which is ideal. And that's what you've got to remember. The right people will gravitate towards you, whoever you are, and whatever you're going to do. But don't hold back. As I said, the time is ticking. The time is ticking. The pendulum is swinging. This dream's going to expire for everyone at some point. And for some sooner than they think. As I found out, right? I didn't think my brother would die at 43 years old. I don't think he even thought that. Right? It happens, man. I've had friends die in their 30s and their 40s, all because of this fucking nonsense behaviors like alcohol and drugs. But it's out there to take us away from our true selves, right? In Arabic, alcohol actually means kill spirit. It kills your spirit. Okay? So, funny enough, it's called spirit, right? But it's very strategically laid out in the high streets, in the city centres. You got the off licenses next to the pawn shops, right? Next to the gambling shops. It's all strategically laid out to fucking destroy your lives if you're not awake to see it. Like, people think just because alcohol and cigarettes are readily available that they don't kill you like other things, like cocaine. You look at the statistics of how many people marijuana and cocaine kill versus cigarettes and alcohol. And cigarettes and alcohol you can get in the shop. It's readily available for everyone. Right? So, just because it's readily available doesn't make it safe. It's strategically designed to fuck your dream up. Right? So, I write about it in my book. Right? Again, another thing I write about in my book. Your dream world has been hacked. Page 10. This is our dream world, and we have been hacked to live life like slaves in a system. But it's a dream. We should all be enjoying it, doing whatever we want and whenever we want. Fuck the system and the society and its ways. We can live a better dream if everyone realized it's a dream world that we should be enjoying together. It's a playground. It should be a playground. This is God's playground. God made it as a playground, but some powerful people with money fucked it up, made it so that they can control people's minds, so they become dysfunctional, so they do stupid shit like kill themselves. Right? With bad habits. If everyone just realized it's a dream world that we should enjoy together, we will all wake up to find this out in the end anyway. As I said, truth is not complex, it's very simple. We live in a shared dream. This is a shared dream consciousness. It's a temporary place for your consciousness. But you can get lost in it. And it can sometimes seem like a nightmare. And when it's a nightmare, that's when you're really fucking focused on the illusion. When it's a nightmare, when shit's going bad, that's when it really gets you. Because it seems more real, funny enough, when it's bad. Why is that? Why is that? Because people have created a habit of being addicted to fear. This is another addiction. Fear has become an addiction. Okay, many of you heard it before. False evidence appearing real. I write about it in my book. False evidence appearing real. Fear. So anytime you have thoughts that are limiting, just recognize false evidence appearing real. Any thoughts, your own thoughts, or people's beliefs and ideas and opinions that create fear and doubt in your mind, remember, it's not true. Anything that creates doubt and fear is not true. If it can create doubt and fear in your mind, that means it's creating a limitation. And as unlimited beings, we do not do limitations. So how do we destroy our limitations? We've got to keep recognizing what creates fear, what creates doubt in our minds. We would create doubt and fear in our own minds because of our own dysfunctional minds. Because we've been conditioned to become dysfunctional as human beings. That's why we're seeing this everywhere. The fear is so strong that people think it's a norm. Like we should have fear because it's so normal to have it. So we're addicted to it. Like when it's not there, we'll find it. We're the fucking fear. Right? Why am I not afraid anymore? This doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. I should have fear. I should have doubts. No, bullshit. You shouldn't. We've all been so conditioned to believe we should be fearful, we should be doubtful, that it's become a norm. It's become an addiction. So we find things to be scared about. How many of you, I've done this many a times. I still do it. I'm still struggling with it at times. Right? How many of you find yourselves worrying about shit that will never fucking happen? Right? We spend so much time worrying about stuff that's never going to happen. This is living in the future or living in the past. Living in the future based upon the past, not in the moment. Now, seize the day is all about now. What about today? What can we do fucking today? Carpe diem. Seize the day. Today is the day. Forget about tomorrow. Forget about yesterday. Yesterday is gone. You can't even touch it. Where is it? It's gone. I can't even touch it. Where is it? It's only here. What about the future? Well, future is imagination. The problem is, if you have a very imaginative mind, which I do, I have a very creative, imaginative mind. And it's us that have very imaginative, creative minds that suffer the most when it comes to fear about future outcomes. Because we're always thinking about imagining. We're always imagining things. Future outcomes. The future is just it's a conjecture. It's an imagination. Again, the future is important in the fact that we should always have a compelling future in mind. Now, I've only got 25 seconds left, guys, because I've got an hour limit on the live, so I'm going to cut it off. But everyone should have a compelling future, okay? Because you've always got to remember that the best is yet to come. Okay? The best is yet to come. On that point, I'm going to leave it because my time's about to run out. Much love. Thank you very much for joining in. This will be on the Instagram page.